Welcome to the Beauty Vault.
Peace and blessings, my
Yes.
people.
Ooh.
We'll let some people come in here with us. We're
Yeah,
going,
let's
yeah, today we're going to
connect.
give people a couple of minutes to get in there.
Yes, we are. Load up. Share this video with your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your uncle, the whole fam.
Everybody. We
Everybody.
would definitely appreciate full engagement tonight.
Oh
It's going to be
yeah.
a really good topic. Part two. Part two.
They already see it. We put the title out. They see the title. They know exactly what we're doing in here today.
Okay.
Super excited about it. I am in the Instagram. This music sounds so urgent, Charles. Lounge it down. We gonna lounge it down.
So what I'm doing, you guys, I'm over here on
Yeah,
IG right now.
we're locking in.
Because we still have not figured out how to link our IG to one of our destinations on the platform that we use
Mm-hmm.
to go live in front of you guys, to live stream in front of you guys. So, what we're going to do today is, give
Set the
our IG followers, our IG Vault Pros, a little insight of what we got going on today because it's going to be a really, really hot topic.
It
Peace
is.
and blessings, you guys. Hope you are having a great day. We really want you to engage tonight. Tonight is definitely a night where we want you guys to engage. This is for anybody who identifies as brown or black. I prefer to identify my people, if we have to, as brown. But hey, whatever you identify, this topic is for you today. As you can see in our title, the title is Brown People. We are the problem as well as the solution, right? The household is under attack.
Mm-hmm. I guess I could have cued in on that. So yes, tonight we need y'all to talk that talk, engage. We want to have some conversation. We want to uplift our community, and you only do that through communication. So we're really excited about that. We hope you guys are, posture your hearts. We coming from a beautiful, loving place. But sometimes you just got to discuss some things and heal and grow. We can't change tomorrow, but we can change. I mean, we can't change yesterday, but we can change tomorrow. So that when you know better, you do better, and we want to have a amazing future, especially amongst our communities. So we're going to have that type of dialogue today. We're going to talk about some things of substance, things, some news that you can use. Okay. Are you tagging me on IG? Because I'm
So
in there.
I'm so sorry because I'm over here. Like, I'm like, how do I even tag you? Do I have to go live and then invite
Mm-hmm.
you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
And
that's
I'll
the
be on the
problem.
Beauty Vault page.
Got you. Peace and blessings, you guys. Happy manifesting, money making Monday. We are back with another episode of The Beauty Vault.
The Beauty
Let's get
Vault.
my beautiful, beautiful co host, my bad, in here with me if I can. I am so grateful to see all of your beautiful faces tonight. Yes, I really hope that everybody out here um, has created success today. I'm all over the place, y'all.
You good? Handle
Okay,
your business.
so I'm live
Okay.
and let's see here. It says have no request. I have to request to join. How do I
I'll
do this?
request.
How do I add you? Let's see. Invite to join the Beauty Vault. Let's see. Peace and blessings, my people. I hope you guys are having a wonderful money making Monday. Okay, here we go.
Am I in there?
I feel like my age is showing because I
Girl,
do when it
please.
comes to working this
Not
technology.
visually.
I am
I'm
not the
in
best.
there. Yeah, I'm in there.
Okay, so I feel like
I'm gonna turn my volume down because they usually can hear me through your computer. Can they hear me?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, they can. Okay,
Okay.
get in there. Peace and blessings, my people. Welcome back to, you know what? Let's start with our intro. You
Let's
ready?
start because we got some live
get it.
viewers. Let's go. What's up, everyone? I am BB Nicole.
Peace and blessings. It's your girl Trend, and welcome back to another episode of The Beauty Vault.
Yes. I am salon owner at deluxehairgallery.co for the ones that don't know, as well as founder at DHG Pro University.
That's right, girlfriend. I am the CEO of Totally Trend. I'm your co-host here on The Beauty Vault, as well as your co-educator at DHG Pro University, bringing you all things natural hair care. We are so excited to be here with you guys tonight with this Monday night hot topic. If you are on IG, you are not able to see the hot topic because I did not put it in the description. But the description today is brown people, we are the problem as well as we are the solution. And the household is under attack. The brown household is under attack, my people. And not only are we the problem in our community, but we are the solution. So we really, really are passionate about our community. We are passionate about the condition that we are as a community as a whole. We are concerned about that, and we would like to take some time tonight to just fellowship with you guys, just communicate with you guys, just see where your heart's at, see where your mind's at, and you never know who could be on this podcast, who we could connect with, just to be able to help. The call of action tonight is just for us. It's like a roll call. We are looking for motivated, passionate people just like ourselves that are trying to come together and leave behind a legacy, leave behind generational wealth for our children and our children's children's children, right? And so with that being said, we're grateful to have you guys here with us today.
Yes. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So excited. Remember your phone on the other stream because your phone keeps getting in the way.
So I'm trying to figure out this whole audio thing because I don't want to lose engagement because the audio sounds bad.
Can they hear me?
Yes. How does it sound out there in social media
Let
world?
us
You know,
know.
we're gonna keep running with it. It's okay because it's all good. It's all good. We're gonna run with it.
We are, because you already
it's
know
like it's a little echo, but
I I don't hear anything on my end because I turned my volume all the way down.
All right,
I do hear in your mic, but it's not too disturbing. Can you guys tell us, how does the audio sound before we move forward? Because we're picking up some things. If it sounds good, you can literally drop a thumbs up in the comment chat section and we will know. We just don't want to go forward and you guys can't hear us. So let us know, just a thumbs up. That's all we ask. A little engagement, a little something. I think we're good. I'm going to just keep going.
All right, let's roll with it.
All right.
Let's roll with it. Hey guys. All right. Yeah. So, okay. Let me get over into our topics. First of all, today's episode is sponsored by yours truly, DHG Pro University, your educators here, all things natural hair care, all things luxury texture expert hair extensions, right? We are promoting healthy hair. We are out here building confidence one strand at a time, my people. We have classes that are going on right now, so make sure that you guys get with us to be a part of what we have going on. If you are trying to learn hair extensions,
yes, hair extensions. If you're trying to learn hair extensions, I missed the cue. People are commenting. Okay.
And I'm teaching a lot class right now. I'm also teaching a braid class right now, as well as I am teaching moms, dads, grandmothers, uncles, family members, whoever, teenagers, how to wash, deep condition, comb out, and style, stretch, natural, kinky, coily, beautiful textured hair. So get with me, you guys. There's if you're trying to save a coin, get with me, because I'm going to give you all the tools, all the resources that you need to be able to do so. And if you are trying to take your revenue to an elite level, you need to get with my girl BB, because
Yes.
she got the sauce in hair
I do.
extension texture world. Believe
I do. Yes, guys, I am hosting the TDM Hidden Bee Microlink class. That's one of my first courses at DHG Pro University. If you want to elevate your skill set and up that income, you definitely want to tap in with me. Being an extension specialist has really changed the game for me, and I'm just here to pretty much share everything that I've learned and give back to the community that I love, the beauty industry. So yeah, tap in with me if you want to learn how to get into your bag and master extensions.
All right.
Thank you guys for the comments and the thumbs up. We're rocking and rolling. Perfect. Thank you for being patient.
And we are, like I said, we projected this would be a high engagement episode. Today we are talking to our brothers, our sisters, anybody that identifies with brown or even black. The hot topic today is, not only are we the problem, but we are the solution. The household is under attack. The brown household is under attack. And so we want to bring this a little bit to light. Of course, this is a topic that we are not going to be able to cover in one day, right? We be here for a long time, but we do feel like it is something that is important, especially in these times. And we just want to shine some light on it, and hopefully that there's some other people out there that are brown people out there that are passionate like we are, and let's start doing something about it too.
Yes. And the first thing that we can do about it is to have dialogue about it. So I'm super excited about that. So let's check in. Oh my God. So how's everyone doing tonight?
Yes. Now we want to know how you guys are doing.
How are you guys feeling?
Yes. Happy manifesting, money making Monday, my people. I want everybody who is engaged with us right now, don't be going nowhere. Stay right here. When we start asking you guys questions, y'all leave. I want to know what you guys did to create success for your life today or in your future. Everybody that's on this live right now, what did you do today to create success for yourself or your future?
Let's answer that.
Future, or your kids' future, or someone that you love or you care about. What did you do today to manifest something positive and prosperous that that just might make the Most High pretty proud?
Yes, I'm going to answer that while they're typing. I'll tell you what I did today. My daughter, she turned 15 today. I'm super proud to be her mother. But she also had an opportunity that like no one in my family has had. She's been invited to join the National Society. It's like a highest honors for high school students. And she's been invited, I think it's the NSHSS. She's been invited to a society. It's going to go on her. They're going to give her tassels and things that when she graduates, it's also going to go on her like her. I can't get my words together, but she's going to be a part of that society. That's going to be added to her. Her things that she's accomplished in high school.
Repertoire, yeah.
Yes. So it's highest honors. If you guys don't know, I always brag on my daughter because she never ceases to amaze me, but she's always had like the highest honors in her class, and she continues to do that effortlessly. So I just honor and recognize her. And as far as future success, just whatever, no matter the investment, whatever my children need, I try to invest in it or pay attention to it. Or nurture it. So that is, our children are our future. So that's how I've made some success today. What about you, my
girlfriend? That just made me super happy. And just like always, I love when you and I wake up and we're on just the same vibration, when we're operating on the same wave. Yeah. My sister is an Aquarius like myself. We're not necessarily into all the zodiacs and things like that, but we do believe in energy, right?
For sure.
And our personalities are pretty similar. Mm-hmm. So with that being said, I woke up on I want to love on my babies. I want to just breathe life into my children, speak life into my kids, love on them, just let them know that mommy's here, do some things with them, to make memories and things that create memories that when they have their own, when they become wives one day, and right, and they have their own children, that they will pay it forward and continue to do that with theirs, because I think that is very important. So we went to the park today, Veterans Park here in Charlotte, and baby's gotten the sprinklers. My teenager, she's 15, she'll be 16 in December. We did some badminton. We shot some basketball. I totally sucked, but it was okay. I still got my stripes as far as the badminton goes, but
okay.
I got to get out there. But no, yeah, I really enjoyed spending time with my children today. I had one client today who is one of my like to say my street mom. So that's always good, right? To be able to get loved on by an elder, especially me. I like sitting under my elders and gaining wisdom. So it was all about family today. Which that's what I have on. I'm representing the brand Family Stick Together today. There's their merchandise, their hat here. So with them, Family Stick Together, right? So that's what it was about. So yeah, I'm excited.
What a beautiful, yes. Oh, we got a comment.
Yeah, I'm going to the chat. I want to see if you guys can follow basic instructions, because that is one of the problems in the brown community. We don't have nobody to tell us what to do.
We thank
nobody telling us what to do. And what we've asked, peace and blessings, everybody. Yes. What we've asked everyone to do is just that if you're engaged with us right now, we would love for you to engage with us this whole show. This is for everybody that identifies with brown. And if you don't even identify for brown, this is important. We want you to hear this too, because we're taking control and we're governing our own community tonight. So with that being said, we asked everybody, how have you created success, or what have you manifested today for your future or your kids' future? What did you do today to create success for yourself? So we got over here in the comments, BB, what they talking about?
They were just letting us know that they love what we're doing. They didn't quite say what they were doing for success, but they just appreciate what we're doing. They think that we ask good questions, and they just appreciate what we're doing here. And they put up some fire emojis. So we love and we receive that. So we love that. Love to see it. But yeah, I also wanted to say, a lot of people don't know what to do. We've never really talked about live show etiquette, right? Because a lot of people, half the time, they don't even know if it's a recording, or if, my friends ask me, is it pre-recorded or are y'all live? Guys, we are live in the flesh, sitting right here. This is not pre-recorded. You can talk to us. We're going to see it. Okay. So we just never talked about live show etiquette. And maybe we can mention it each show just to get people comfortable. We want to hear from you guys, so, and we appreciate y'all tapping in and tuning in with us and just, sharing this space and giving us your energy. We love it. So you ready to rock and roll?
Let's get into it. And just for my IG people, I'm going to cut my camera around for a little bit. Or actually, I cut it off. But what I need to do is turn it around. Here we go. We are on a live platform right now. We are streaming on a platform called Restream. And right now, we haven't configured out how to share our live stream on our IG platform. But what we want to do is just to stop by and say, hey, we love you guys. And we really hope that if you're on Facebook, if you have a Facebook, go ahead and drop on by. Come on over to Facebook and engage with us in this hot topic on the Beauty Vault. You can either come over and engage with us on the Beauty Vault on Facebook, the Beauty Vault podcast on Facebook, or BB Nicole on Facebook, or Monique Trend, Totally Trend. Catch us over there, like I said, at the Beauty Vault podcast. We hope to see you guys there. Otherwise, we love you. We'll share some highlights after this. My phone's going dead, but I want to make sure that we continue with the show. Love you. Bye.
I love that. We'll have to start doing that even more.
We're gonna figure out how to that's what our project is for by next Monday, is to figure out how we can get IG on there.
Yes.
IG, but for some reason we haven't figured out. Maybe we're gonna have to make a new account. I don't know, but we'll
Something.
figure it out.
You got to figure that thing out.
We are going
Yes.
to figure it out.
Turn all of it
Anywho,
off.
let's keep rolling. So today's hot topic is brown people. We are the problem and the solution. The households under attack, right? Yes. So we're gonna move on. Gender roles.
Yes. Oh my
Gender
God.
roles. Let's talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah. We as far like how do you guys there's no one here, so we're gonna talk to ourselves.
We can talk to us.
Yes.
Yes.
We're live, so we be looking and seeing if the numbers are up there.
Yes.
But the numbers are 0. So here we are.
Do you want to, for the listeners, do you want to read everything up here for them? The questions we're
Yes,
posing?
let me slow down. So we're talking about the fact that the household is under attack.
For sure.
So I'm thinking like, okay, in what ways, in my opinion, in trans mind, it's a complicated mind too.
Very.
In trans mind, like what is one of the problems in the household? And I feel like gender roles and the lack of,
Mm-hmm.
certain roles in a relationship or the lack of. That's I feel.
Uh-huh.
And then it makes us wonder: are traditions outdated?
Mm.
Are the old traditions in relationships when it comes to gender roles, are those outdated? Is marriage less valued in 2023? Or do women value marriage more than the males? Do the males feel like the women that they're not valued in relationships when it comes to marriage in 2023?
Mm-hmm.
Is what's the difference between dating in 2023 and how our parents dated? Let's talk about it. There were some differences. I'm pretty sure there were some differences in the dating world when my mom and dad were courting each other than me and my baby daddy.
Oh,
You know
hello.
what I'm saying?
Because I did it all out of order. But it's okay. But big differences. Big
Right?
differences. Mhm.
So let's get into it a little bit today on the beauty bar.
Yes. As far as like our traditions outdated, I always talk to you about this even in private. I'm always like, sometimes I feel like the principles and the things that used to fly back then, it no longer really flies today. And I literally was like, I was thinking of even having an episode hot topic called should we make new principles? Because we're modern, we're totally different than the generations before us, and then the generation after us, they're even more different. So it's like, I do feel like some traditions are outdated, but at the same token, what traditions do we keep? And I feel like that's like we gotta figure it out. We gotta rearrange, redefine some things. But there are some things that I feel like just naturally just works better. So I agree with the modern age, and then I'm also taken back by it. So how do you feel about that?
I definitely feel like that the new wave or the new generation, the new millennials, whatever they call them, generation XYZ. I don't really know about this time.
We don't even
no. But it seems as if there is some type of new way, like out with the gender roles, or it's not about this. It's not like it was before. And it does seem like that the new generations are trying to create a new, what it would be, new tradition.
Yeah, it seems like
and they're kind of like, to me, it seems like marriage isn't taken that seriously anymore. He's like, okay, you piss me off, I'll divorce you.
Yeah.
And if you really push my buttons, I'll take everything you got, And so I could see how a lot of men would definitely be a little more what's the word I'm looking for?
Turned off.
Not conservative, but yeah. Just a little more.
So, like, to bring it back, we can dial it back. Like, what are some things, like what traditional things do you expect in your relationship? And what traditional things do you kind of throw out? Because I feel like we are modern women, y'all. Like,
that's a good question. And I'm going to just be 100% transparent, you guys. You can hang me on, what they say, hang me on the cross, nail me to the cross, whatever. But this is my truth. In a perfect world, because but knowing that eventually when you're in relationships everything is about compromise, but so I'm
Mm-hmm.
speaking like if it was everything that I wanted,
Okay.
right? But knowing that when you get in a relationship you're gonna have to compromise and you ain't getting everything that you want. That's a part of coming
Mm-hmm.
together. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's good. You ain't gonna get everything you want, but you can desire. So
Mm-hmm.
these are the things that I would desire as far as like the gender roles. Like I don't necessarily want to be the one to cut the grass.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily want to be the one to take out the trash.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily want to be the one to get the brakes, maintenance on the car. I really don't like pumping my gas.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
As far as like financially,
Speak your piece.
as far as financially, I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be responsible for having to
Say it.
I want to. It's just not. It's not coming.
It's
I,
okay.
I. There are just certain things financially because I don't want to say the wrong thing because sometimes I say the wrong thing and it's interpreted in different ways, or I say it not like I mean it.
Yeah.
So as far as
No.
financially, there's some things that I want to be responsible for in the household, and there's some things that I
Things you
don't want to be responsible
And
for
that's
in the household.
fair. That's
There.
that's understandable. Okay, like that's good. I like that. So as far as like things that I don't want to do, I like if I'm being honest, I don't feel like I feel like I am traditional in some ways, but I'm also like not. I feel like I like traditional things and like okay, like taking care of the car. I would really like for a man to take care of the car. Like who doesn't want to deal with that? My father is a mechanic. So I've never had to deal with car things. So that's a struggle of mine. You know what I mean? So I do feel like there are certain gender roles, but I feel like then it goes to like the modern times that we're in. It's so hard for gender roles to just be so black and white because again, we're modern women. We work just as many hours as sometimes our significant others. You know, sometimes I find myself like changing my hours around to work less so I can do more in the house because honestly, whenever I was working kind of full time like my partner, things would go crazy in the house. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like and when I'm just to not like go all the way there, just to stay surface level, I do feel like I am my best when I am more at home. I do. I feel like everything flows better. And as far as like bills in a perfect world, yes, you want your partner to pay for everything. But I honestly feel I do want my partner to be happy and content. If I'm a stay at home wife, then fine, take care of everything. But I am okay with like paying for some things. I am. You know, I just got to come to the realization that I don't mind paying for some things. I don't mind giving, but I don't want to worry about like the big things that make or break if we gonna survive. Like not those things. I don't want to deal with those because I do feel like as a provider, that is something I look to a man for, especially my partner. Like just watching my grandfather, watching my father, you know, I just grew up in that type of environment where I saw my grandmother, you know, being cared for by a man. I saw my mom being cared for by a man. You know what I mean? To an extent, I don't want to say that the wrong way because my mother did work, but it's seven of us. So eventually, it made more sense for my mom to stay home and raise us. You get what I'm saying? So, like, somewhere, maybe like, I don't know the exact age, but before my little sisters came along, I feel like she was getting her way out of the workforce and then coming into the household. And then you got her children. None of us are married. None of us. You know what I mean? So it's like it just kind of stopped there. So I don't know. But like as far as like gender roles, I feel like we're modern and I'm okay with like doing certain things, but then there are some things that's more like a deal breaker. When I think about my piece, I do like some of the traditional roles. And I feel like if you're asking of me to provide, then some of those things are going to dwindle. And that's just fair for me. I can't do it all. I'm not superwoman. I'm not perfect. I know these women, a lot of people have seen like their parents, or their mom, they come from a single mom household. A lot of men have seen, I don't want to offend, but a lot of men have seen the mom do everything and get it done. And she does seem like a superwoman, but she did that because she had to. That's not necessarily the order and the balance that it should have been. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes men see like such strength in I don't know the words, but they see that in their moms and they expect like, women can do it all. I can't do it all. And I'm not even going to leave you under the impression that I can't. Okay. So I don't know. I hope I made sense, but at the end of the day, I am okay.
Simplify that very much. Thank you very much. I 100% agree with you on that for sure. I think you said that better than I could ever put that together. It was so graceful, but I could agree, especially with the fact that I have a lot of ideas. The Most High blessed me with a lot of talent, so and I'm passionate about those things. So I have the ability to use my talents to bring in revenue to help my mate, whatever mate that I have, to add on to whatever they have. But I think for me, when it comes to traditions, I feel like I relate more on the traditional aspect when it comes to being a help mate. I want to add to. But I would prefer my mate to already kind of have something for me to add to. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm bringing ideas, and I'm adding to. I'm multiplying. You feel what I'm saying?
I like that.
I enhance, but you already have purpose. You feel what I'm saying?
Purpose,
and you know your purpose, and you're in your purpose. And I feel like the man's purpose is to provide, to protect, to build, to nurture in ways through
provision.
But so those are certain traditional things that I appreciate. And just like you said, when you're getting into more modern times, I can relate to that as well, just from being a mompreneur. And balancing nurturing the children, the cooking, the cleaning, the organizing, the order in the household per se, and running a business. I can relate to what you're saying as far as like the more hours that I put into being a business owner, a boss, entrepreneur, something has to give, and it's usually my household. Because I don't. My household. It may be dinner. It may be laundry done or even folded. It could be some of those intimate moments with my children, or even my mate. So I feel that I see the benefit of the traditions with the woman being in the household, because just like you say, I am my best self when I don't have to worry about. But who wouldn't be? I believe males.
That's more pressure on the man.
Males probably don't want to be. They're at their best when they ain't worried about their lights and their waters and stuff getting cut off.
Right. And I also think just from speaking to the man, in my life, I do feel like they're at their best when they can solve like the provision problems. Like that, to them, that is at their best when they can take care of the bills and do things. We look at it as like, what would be stressful and over, bearing to us. That kind of is sometimes their identity, and it sucks because it's like you don't want a man to think that he's only for provision. You don't want him to, think that he's only his paycheck and what he can provide.
Right.
But at the same time, the the culture, it puts all their value into that. So you got some that if they're not providing, they don't feel fulfilled. They're not happy. They're unhappy. You know what I mean? They're taking it out on life. You know what I mean? Then you got the people who have that structure and they are able to provide. And a lot of them, for the most part, I won't say a lot of them, I won't even speak for men, but I just, from what I noticed, when a man is more secure, it builds his confidence. Him being able to pay bills don't stress him out. Like how, if it has to fall on him, if he can do it with ease, then that's something that gives him pride. You know what I mean? But I also want to touch on what you were saying as far as like how you're creative and you like to, work and add to your person. I feel like, I'm not gonna lie, when I was heavy into my boss era, I felt like the best way to say it is it's it is easy to I feel like it is easier to build in the same direction when one person is leading and the other is following in a way, not to where they're sacrificing themselves, but from what I watched when we both was bossed up, it almost felt like we were just like parallel instead of like, coming together. So it's like, so that's just something I did notice as far as like we can talk about it another day, but you know, sometimes we don't you don't need so many bosses in a household. You know what I mean? I don't know if you can see me. My screen. Can you see me good? Okay, good. My screen went out on me. But as far as marriage, what are your values on? Like, what do you believe? Do you believe in marriage? Do you want to get married? How do you feel about that? In all
I
honesty.
value marriage. I value
Hmm.
marriage. I value the traditional marriage as far as like we are creating our own law. We're creating our own contract of our own agreement of
Hmm.
how I'm choosing to support you, love you, commit to you. Um,
Hmm.
whatever covenant come together into covenant. I
Yes.
I still believe and value that as far as marriage goes. Um, but it worries me because if I have to depend on what I see and just the environment or in the world, it's kind of like, okay, I don't think I don't think anyone gets into marriage to get a divorce, but what it
Yeah.
looks like just from the outside looking in, the people that have been married for like 50 something years, it's like you don't really look happy. It just looks like you've just been sticking it through with this person.
That's
You just chosen to
interesting.
stick it through, but have you been happy? Or a relationship, I've seen people who are married and they're not giving me they're not motivating me to I'm not motivated by their marriage. Their
Mhm.
marriage doesn't inspire me. I
Are
don't want
you?
my marriage to be anything like their marriage.
Yeah. You
So I believe in
interesting.
it from the traditional values. Like we're really in this to build a community. We're committed to each other. We're loyal to each other. I love you as I'm crazy about you as you are about me.
Mhm.
Um, I'm always looking for ways to help you, to nourish you, to care from you, to help you.
Mhm.
I'm always looking for ways to serve you.
Mhm.
And my husband is always looking for ways to serve me.
That's
Like
ideal.
that's what I feel the foundation of marriage is based on
Mhm.
serving, constant sacrificing. And I don't, in these times now, I don't really see that
I
a
don't
lot.
say that. That's interesting. I mean, I do believe in marriage. I value marriage. I do believe in it. I want it. I desire it. But honestly, that's what I saw growing up. So I do feel like I that's what I saw all my life. So I'm very committed. I'm about that loyal life. I like that. I desire that. I want that. That makes sense to me. My parents did end up divorcing. But just having being in the industry that we're in, we see so many women, right? We see so many people. I I hear so many stories about marriage. Some people it's beautiful and blissful. Some people, they're staying in it for certain reasons. I won't ever say like names or something, but I had a client that said something to me along the lines of like, are you married? Are you dating? And I was like, I'm in a long term relationship. And I was like, she's like, are you married? I was like, no, we're not married. she's like, and she was asking me like how long we've been together and all that. And then she was just talking to me about, well, and this could have been just from her perspective, of course, but she was just saying like, that's amazing, that this time age that you're with someone, you've been with them long term, and y'all are committed to each other, and there's nothing binding y'all together. Y'all just choose to be together. She said because she spoke for herself, and she was just saying, she think about, she's legally bound. She's spent the time, she's invested the time. So she, as much as I used to feel away, and I'm working so hard to have my own mind and not let society dictate what I feel and what I want and what I desire. I want to think for myself, and I want to do what makes me feel good about my life. So just, having such a negative stereotype around marriage or the lack of proposal when you've been with someone for so long, just hearing her perspective, like, oh, that's a good sign because nothing is forcing y'all to be together. Y'all wake up together every day. And you never hear perspective. You always hear like, somebody know you need to know, they need to know who they want and whatever the case. I just feel like our generation wants it so bad. They want it so fast. They like the time frames is crazy, and then we kind of be hard on men when they're not ready to commit. We do we can be a little persuasive. We can be a little,
pushy,
because we know what we want. Like, we know what we want, But anyway, I said that to say, like, she really gave me a different perspective, because I was like, most people, when they hear you've been with someone for X amount of time and, you haven't moved that next level, it's not like you getting side eyes and, okay, couldn't be me, wouldn't be me. Oh, wouldn't be me.
I mean,
hell, can it be
a different perspective?
Yeah.
But I also respect it, because it's like, let me see if I can even be with you for a lifetime, and then let me see if I can be with you for 10 years, and then I can determine whether I can be with you for a lifetime.
But
if you're deciding you're going to marry someone, typically you're going in this for a lifetime. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So that is the other side of the coin.
Yeah. Our generation.
I mean? If you can be together for 15 years unmarried, what's another 20, 30 years after that married, if that's what you guys decide that you want to do? Or if you don't, you've already shown what you already have experienced what you're able to do.
Yeah, our generation
that's what it's all about. Keeping the love alive. You share children together, keeping that love, keeping those family ties together, no matter what it looks like, because it looks so many different ways. Look at your household, and every household in your neighborhood on your block looks different. You may have some similarities, but every single household on your block looks different. They do different shit. They eat different food. Yes. They have different activities that they do. They pray different prayers, and they have different conversations. And so with that being said, do you, boo?
Yeah.
Keep doing you. Keep doing y'all. You have a beautiful family. Your children are excel at everything that they do. And that's because they have the parents that they have. So how can anybody judge or have anything to say about what you guys do when your children are living, walking proofs of the fact that no matter what, you guys are great parents, and you know how to come together for what's most important, for what you created together.
And again, no one personally says that, but just how society looks upon it. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
That's what I meant. Just so nobody is attacking my union. But
that's beautiful.
Just like child, that's beautiful. Things look different.
I'm with it. Yeah, let's see if we can even be together, because we can be together for a decade. You know what I'm saying? And then I get it. Yeah, I get it.
But I feel like overall, as far as like gender roles, I think something that our community and every person, we need free thinkers. Guys, if I can encourage you guys to do anything, is do what works for your relationship. I don't believe in there's a right way, there's this way, or no other way. There's many ways. But I think people need to, think for themselves and make decisions for themselves. Like, it's a pet peeve when people like go to social media for what their relationship should look like, what their man should be doing, what their woman should be doing. Like, I feel like that has to stop. Personally, I just feel like I don't get it. It's no substance in that. So just think for yourselves. Create a structure in your home that works. Create Don't look at your neighbors, see what they're doing, and try to do that. Look at the person that's in your house with you. Look at the person you share space with, and you guys come together and do what's best for your household. Mind your own business, tend to your own business, and create a structure in your home that works for you. You know what I mean? I just feel like everything just flows better when you move like that. But that's all I have to say about that. Now, as far as like dating, it's been hectic, like just looking out on the scene, seeing my friends date, the ones that aren't in committed relationships. It's a little crazy on the dating scene. How do you feel about it? What is the dating climate out there? What is it like?
I mean, we as hairstylists,
We see.
our clients sit in our chair and expose the game out here. And yeah, it's not nothing that you want to play with out here.
It's not.
It's not nothing that you want to play with out here. And that just ties back to the whole marriage thing. You know what I'm saying? There's a lack of value for the woman. There's a lack of value for the men.
Yes,
Women,
it
we got to
is.
do better. We expect a lot for our men that we just dating. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
we the
And
problem. We think that he want to get to know us, that he got you seen the little memes and stuff. You got to take us here. You got to wine and dine us. You got to do X, Y, and Z, spend the check, spend the bag, and you probably not even
it's
interested in bro. You know what I
it's
mean?
like, oh
We got
my
to stop taking
God.
advantage. We got to stop dating guys that that you can't see yourself waking up to every day. And
Gotta stop.
unless you making it clear, like, look, I'm not looking for no man. I don't want no man. I just want to be happy, free, do me, da 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 da. But you're probably gonna get some different results. I don't really see a guy whining and dining a woman that he knows probably is not really taking interest in him. So we got to do better as women.
Better.
And
Yeah.
as far as on the dating scene, in my opinion, you guys got to be real with these women. What you want off
The
the jump.
intention. The
Yeah,
intention.
you got to be real what you want off the jump.
It's a lot of just like from observation, there's a lot of like mixed signals. There's a lot of
It's a lot of
girlfriend
false
boy
advertising out
false
here.
advertisement. It's a lot of
It's a lot of false advertising. People out here portraying that they one thing, and then you
that's
really
true. And they're doing like deep, I'm talking about heavy relationship things that there's no lines blurred. This is what couples do. There's a lot of couple interactions with no commitment. Like, anyway, I don't know. I feel like we can move on, but the dating scene, we can never get through that in our time. We ain't even gonna get too much into that. But I think what you're saying as far as like intention, just as we're dating, it is good to set your intention. Just be a quality person. Be clear about your intentions, because we are out here moving through life and we are, you know, interfering with people's lives. Like if you come in somebody's life and you're reckless, whether male or female, there's ramifications for that. There's cause and effect for that. So just be intentional when you're dating. Be clear on what it is that you want. Be clear on what you desire, and actually stand on that and live by that. You know what I mean? Don't say you want just like the Kiki Palmer situation. Don't say you want a wife or a this or somebody who's modest or meek, but you went after the totally opposite. Let your values align with your actions. That will help the dating scene out tremendously. But anyway, do you have anything to add to that? If not,
really for real. I just realized we really spent 48 minutes on that. But
how? Because no, we didn't, because we spent about 20 minutes on Instagram. We're not 40 minutes on that topic. It's no way.
You're right. Because I was like, dang, did we really go down a rabbit hole with that last one? We got to keep it moving.
We got to keep going because we gave them
We're
nothing.
going to be asleep in a minute. Okay.
Yeah,
dang. How we get on here on time and leave late? Okay.
Yes.
Inflation and economics, you guys. That's the next thing we want to talk about.
That does happen.
Yeah. The household is under attack. The Brown household is under attack due to inflation and economics. And we wonder, are people staying in or refraining from relationships because of the way the economy is set up?
Yeah.
Or inflation? Um,
Mhm.
groceries too high. That's why
Mhm.
you're shacking up together.
Need help on that light bill?
Huh?
You need help on the light bill?
You feel
You need
me?
half a rent?
Yeah, good. Are you?
It-
Let's talk about it, girlfriend.
I mean, I feel like that there is something that's common in our community is people getting in relationships just for the means of survival. I think that has a lot to do with economics, like some people are not really in a position to stand alone or stand on their own. So a lot of people in our community come together just because they're, trying to survive. They may be with a woman because right now there's a fly on my someone may be with a woman right now simply because she has a roof over her head. Like women do it to men as well. They swindle their ways into households by offering what they can offer, just to have a roof above their head. I feel like that is a it's a that's one of the main reasons. It's not the only, but that is a main reason of why children come from unstable situations. And if we're talking about the household being under attack, we have to be considerate of that fact that sometimes people are getting together for survival only, and they're doing what humans do. They're mating, they're connecting on that level, and they're bringing children into chaos. And that's just one way that people are staying in a relationship for the wrong reasons. And then you so that's just what I noticed from people coming together with the wrong intention and coming together just for a survival mentality. What say you?
Yeah, I definitely heard that a couple of times. Like, he ain't in love, girl. He just homeless. But and vice versa. You got a lot of women out here that taking advantage of men because they need somewhere for them and little poo poo child to go.
Yeah,
So, I get it. Let's work on just being more honest, like we were just talking about, more transparent with each other, because you never know. People might still want to help you out,
hmm
even though you're going through a hard time. But as far as the economy goes, I feel that people are definitely in some unfortunate situations and
for
some toxic
sure.
situations
Yeah.
because of inflation in the economy. It's
I
safe
also,
to say.
I also feel like the economy has a lot to do with like gender roles right now, because how many people, just us regular folk who aren't millionaires and billionaires, how many people, men are really, how many, there are men that, I want to be clear, there are men that's bringing in a great amount of money, but women are hustling. And so sometimes I feel like when black women are, um they go after entrepreneurship. They're brave, and they do those type of things. And it's not to say that men don't, but I feel like our black men are doing more with entrepreneurship. They're stepping out. They're not letting someone give them a paycheck. And kudos to the ones that doing that. But just in this economy, though, I always say I make more than my parents made. My significant other makes more than his parents made. But with this economy, it does not make a difference. I always say, if um my screen went out again, I always say, like, I'm supposed to be living a totally different life with what I'm out here doing. Same goes for my partner. So the economy is just, I don't know. I feel like I wish I had this money back with daytime. You know what I mean? It would go further. It would have more impact. We could do more with it. But now it's like everything costs as much as we're making. So it just gender roles. I see why people out here doing what they can do. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. I just feel like
It's hard out here for a pimp when you're trying to get that money
why aren't you saying anything? You're trying to stick to the time. We need to flow. You're like, it's getting in
Listen,
and
no,
out.
I mean, we pretty much hit the points. Like, nah, the
Yeah.
answer to that is yes. There's a lot of unfortunate situations. So, men,
Mhm.
watch out. Girls, you better. Guys, okay.
Mo is
That's
getting a
inflation, and economy.
Yeah, we can move on to another one. Go
Yeah.
ahead. Yeah.
The system, my people.
Talk about
Welfare,
it.
child support, gentrification, the zoning of schools, liquor stores,
Yeah.
grocery stores, in the hood,
That
everywhere, on
is.
every block,
Mm-hmm. I mean,
targeted. Let's
big
talk about
time.
it. Our household is under attack, people, and there is a system that was set up to work for us, that was created supposedly for us, but it seems to be in these times to be enabling us, not
Mm.
disabling
Yeah, that's the
disabling
one.
the household as a whole. Welfare.
Mm-hmm.
BB,
Mm-hmm.
do you have a perspective of welfare? Do you have an opinion
I
about
just,
welfare?
I mean, I just know. I mean, I do have an opinion. I mean, let's be clear. I'm gonna tell you right now. There was a time, and there was a time where I had what I had, and immediately, what happens when you go in there for welfare? What's the first thing they say? Who lived there? How much you make?
The first thing they
Is
say
the
is,
father?
yeah. I'm
If you
sorry,
got
go ahead.
children, yeah. If you got children, do you?
Child
The
support.
father need to be on child support. You okay
That's
with
it.
that?
That's off the gate. Hey,
That's
you
off the rip. You already gotta do what you gotta do when. So it's like welfare back in that time in my life. I mean, I immediately, we would, you be in there. I ain't gonna say it, but you sugarcoat. You don't say all the facts, but it's already meant to like divide. So you automatically won't help me if I am with the person that I have children with. Like that's just so
right.
backwards to me. It never made sense. Welfare is a big, and women will do what they got to do to keep it. You know what I mean? Even dismiss your ass, and then even with like the project. I've never. I doubt that I've ever lived in the project, but I have aunties that lived in them. And again, I didn't really know what was really going on back there. I've always been on the borderline of poverty, but I've never like flat out lived in the projects. But I know like my auntie did. And I remember being over there having the best time of my life. Two of my aunties were in the projects and they raised their families in the projects. I was just like a step removed. One paycheck gone, we would have been in there too. You know what I mean? But even the way the house structure is set up, they don't want the men in the house. So that is horrible to our families. That's detrimental. You know what I mean? So what say you? How you feel about that?
I feel the same way. I've definitely had that experience. Being a young mom out here in the
Hmm.
game, being a baby with babies. I needed them. Listen, actually, before I even had kids, I was just out here. I had jumped off the porch way early.
Wow.
Um, And so I was outside with it, and so I needed to eat. Someone was like, "Girl, go up there and get you some food stamps, girl. You could be 16 on your own. Just let them know. Do. All right, cool. So, boom. So I had already been on food stamps at 16. Then messed around and had some kids. Everything was straight till I had kids, and then I'm like, okay, boom. They're like, if you're gonna get these services, you want your kids to have Medicaid, some insurance. Now, you're gonna have to cooperate with child support.
Yeah.
I already,
You
I'm
look
just
at it
like,
funny.
yeah, I'm like,
I'm with my baby daddy. We can't be having this problem.
nah, like it now it's like it's seeming like forceful. You know what I'm
Forceful.
saying?
It's
Now
like
we're
you're
in,
not just helping me; it's a cost.
yeah, right. Cause I'm trying to just make sure this might meet the kids is good. Now you trying to add drama to my life. Black man, I don't even know
Be
much
in my
about child
business.
support, but I know
Yeah.
the brown men don't like no child support. You get
Mm,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
And here you are. Oh, you want food? Yeah, we got plenty of food for you.
But what you gonna have to
You want
do
steak and
is
lobster you want steak and lobster on us? You gotta put your baby daddy on child support. So yeah, I say all that to say, like, I knew young, like, something ain't right with this right here.
Mhm.
Work first. I at least get a little $200 check, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, this is kind of jacked up.
Yeah.
And just like you say, I've even experienced some of my peers that have gotten in trouble, or even got into some trouble with the food stamp enforcement, or
Yeah.
food stamp people,
Yeah.
because they done found out their baby daddy living in there. They trying to work the system, and they like, no, your dad, he
You're not
live
with
here.
it. You know
We're gonna get
what?
you some. So it's like, well, dang, you don't want the daddy here to raise little JoJo and little
What
pig.
is the
You know what I'm
logic behind
saying?
that?
Little handsome thing, but yeah. That's the way that it's set up, and that is the system, honey.
I have something to add.
Go ahead.
Because you made me think, literally, you made me just go back to a place of when I had my daughter. I was 19. I did not know anything about anything, and I didn't know about WIC. I didn't know about none of that stuff. But, I soon got a realization. I remember my mom, I had lost my job. I was working at Family Dollar. I had lost my job before I gave birth to my daughter. And I just remember my mom saying, "Go get food stamps and go get Wix." Wick, not Wix. Go get Wix. And now that I'm thinking about it, like I was introduced to welfare. I never knew what welfare was. I didn't quite understand it, but that was served to me like on a platter. I always wonder, like, what would have happened if no one gave me that opportunity? How would that have changed like my work ethic? Even though we all know how that turned out, but like should we be offering that as a solution to our young people? Like, should we be introducing them to welfare when we can introduce them to new possibilities? You get what I'm saying? It made me think about that. Like, I didn't even know it existed. And then I found out, like, okay, I can get on welfare. And I got on welfare at a young age. Even when I moved to Georgia, that's like, that was the remedy. Like, when you were in between jobs trying to get set up in your home. And even when I moved here, they were like, go to the welfare office, get what you need. Then luckily for me, I did get a job that got me off of welfare for a time. But the reality is, I was afraid. I was starting to make more than even what they allowed. You know what I mean? So then you're battling with, like, do I stay neutral so I can keep my benefits? You already had like this doubt put into your mind that you can't survive on your own because you've been living off welfare. That's not good for your psyche. That's not good for your confidence. That's not good for your ability to provide. Letting the government provide for you, it will make you look at your mate funny because, everybody's comfortable. It starts there. My point is, it starts there. Even making you doubt or work less because you don't want to get off or you don't want to lose it. Like, I don't want to lose this. Like, so you're afraid to succeed because you don't want to lose this little bit of security when there's so much more out there for you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. That in itself is systematic. That in itself,
already,
you know what I'm saying? There's an agenda. Even with that being said, the mindset that did the people who came up with these things consider what it would do to the mental? Did they consider what it would do to the family structure? How it would make the male feel like, well, damn, my kids, but I can't be in the house to raise them. How did that make the woman feel when did it make her feel more inferior because now she's feeling like a provider because the food stamp card is coming in her name, that she's doing the children some type of justice because she's getting the welfare, and the reality is she ain't worked for it.
Yeah,
and all he had to do was to have you understand what I'm saying?
And it's not too bad.
And would the dad be able to go in? Would the dad be able to go into the welfare office and say, hey, I have this child that I want to be able to get food stamps for, and I'm da 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 da, and they would receive the same benefits as the woman?
I mean, I don't know about.
And then they would say, well, we're gonna have to put her on child support.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know.
That's interesting. I don't know any. Like,
I want to know if they're
usually that's the woman
are single dads, or even if you try to you and the baby mama was trying to work something out.
Yeah.
Where you had the food stamps come in. I want to hear. I'd be interested, but. On another note, that's definitely systematic. Just like gentrification.
Yeah.
I'm born and raised from Charlotte, North Carolina, and so I've been here over 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
So just watching the town, it wasn't even called the city of Charlotte before. It was just kind of like another town. It was more country. It was still rural. It had a lot of farms and in land. But just seeing it now, it's unrecognizable. They are high rises everywhere. There are businesses that are highways that are planted right in the middle of some monumental brown owned land, and the brown communities, they have been what we know as gentrified, and there's a lot of that going on where they've gone in and kind of raised the taxes, raised the property taxes, or offered an amount of money that a brown person in their time had never seen, and then went and built a house 300 times the amount of the price that they end up, the amount that they sold the land for, they paid for the land. So it's just so many unfortunate things when it comes to gentrification in my neighborhood. And I think that also, I feel like some brown people are targeted. I feel like there is a lot of brown land that it was resourced. I'm saying brown land because I'm saying there were brown people who owned the land at one point. And I believe that there could have been a lot of the elders who didn't have the information, didn't know the laws, didn't have the resources to be able to get lawyers, couldn't necessarily afford the lawyers to be able to fight for their land or keep their land, or didn't really have the knowledge to know that $100,000 wasn't enough for their land, or enough for their house that they had been in, or that had been passed down for generation to generation, and city or whoever comes and just buys it for almost a penny and then sells it for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars, $250,000. So I feel like that is definitely a problem in our community, especially in Charlotte, that a lot of that land is getting bought up, or I don't want to say stolen, because that's such a,
I mean, they've been robbed, especially when you take advantage. You know, but that's why we have to become more knowledgeable, especially about like things that actually hold value. You know what I mean? Like land. I even in my family, I think about the land that we gave up. We used to have land in our family, and my family, my grandfather left it to his wife, but the siblings didn't want to, take care of that or deal with that. So like that's a loss of like, land that could have been passed down to like the family. So we do have to do better at like understand the value of land and get back to that. I can grow in that area. What do you think about like the schools and in our communities and
honestly, as far as I go, like I said this on another episode of the Beauty Vault, I am not impressed at all with our school systems as a whole. I actually took my oldest child out of the school system, out of the public school system, and enrolled and registered myself in North Carolina as a homeschool because of so many concerns I was having, just with the school system. One, I don't have the right, I don't have the freedom. I don't even know if I do. Maybe I do have the right, and I just don't know my laws. I might need to learn my laws, and that might be the problem. But right now, I don't have the freedom to choose where my child gets her education from. As far as public schools go, public schools is free. Right. But I'm not able to choose where she goes. Okay. I can't look up and say, oh, well, Ardrey Kell over in this area on this side of town, their scores, their percentage of graduates, their test scores are really amazing. Their success rate is amazing. I want my child to be a success, have a high success rate, have a higher chance to have a successful high school career. So I want to send her over there. I'm not able to do that because of my address in the zip code that my address identifies. So I'm zoned because of the zone that I'm in. There's only one school that all of the children in this zone that the city came up with are able to attend. And this particular school has been on the news, has been on the Shade Room, continues to be in drama, continues to have all kinds of things going on the campus. With that being said, it just makes me feel again that there is some type of agenda. There's some type of intentional agenda that's going on as far as families or children, not children, families that are being placed in certain zones in schools where these families, children are being sent to, or a lack of resources in the schools. And different things like that. Different schools in different zones having Audrey Kell is textbooks I'm not, and don't quote me, I'm just giving an example. Audrey Kell in Charlotte, North Carolina is known to be a more upscale school. They're known to have more things than, for say example, freaking Rocky River over here in Charlotte, North Carolina. So with that being said, yeah, there's definitely a problem in the school system when it comes to the system and how they're zoning them, and the lack of resources and or staff and passion for these children. And that is a problem in our broad community. But we as parents, there's a solution to that. Just because it's right here on the forefront of my brain, homeschooling, or a homeschooling community. I really encourage it. I took my child out at in March of 2023. She's still homeschooling to this day. While the children are on summer break, she's still been doing a light curriculum throughout the summer, but she's still exceeding and excelling, and I can see her attention is better when she's doing her curriculum, when she's doing her lessons. She's able to get through them. She's more focused, and she's able to retain the information. So and every child is different. Like we say, we have BB's daughter here, and then we have my daughter. They're two different children. Different. They're both in the public school system, and you get what I'm saying. They're influenced in different ways, but that could, who knows? Maybe we need to look at the zoning.
It does matter. Also, right? I won't spend too much time on it because I know we're moving along, but I feel like another thing too, like here in Georgia, it's kind of the same. Like they do give you a little more freedom to bounce around to different schools. However, they of course take like transportation away. So if you are taking your kid to a better school out of their zone, you have to commute them every day. So you better have that locked and loaded. So you can get the education, you can get the better experience, but you're not going to get that ease. You know what I mean? They're not going to make it easier for you. Also, like one of my educators, I have an educator that's a client, and she was she's an educator, and she was just talking about like, basically the school system needs some help. You know what I mean? So I applaud you for taking your daughter out. I would love to get that, even in a sense of traveling, to be able to live more off the grid and travel more and not have to worry about out of school. I would love it for different reasons. I don't feel like my children are necessarily struggling. But I would love to do homeschooling for different reasons. But one of my clients was talking to me about a academy in Atlanta, and it's called the Ron Clark Academy. You have to look it up. You guys look it up. That's the Ron Clark Academy. And she showed me, and it was just so beautiful, like their curriculum and the school environment that they have for their children. And it is in a more, I'm not gonna say impoverished area, but it's just like an amazing school, and they have educators come in, they're teaching them and trying to train them to teach the children a different way, to set a different environment for the students. So they're training other educators and training other schools to kind of take on their style of education. So if I can leave people with anything, whoever that can help, look up the Ron Clark Academy. I feel like children have a possibility to get a different type of educational experience to where it's not feeling like a prison. And it feels more like a enriching environment. And that's what we hope for our children. Another thing I noticed in my city, I don't know about yours, but there's liquor stores near the inner city schools. There's liquor stores by them. Even where I live now, there's a shooting range near a school. And as I come more on the side of town that I'm on now, I notice that it's fresher food. It's better markets and better grocery stores than on the other side of town that I lived on, like liquor stores every 5 minutes. Just a totally different, like a total different like access. Their access is totally different. Like even when I come over here, everything is easy to get to. It's not the same on the opposite side of town that I used to live on. And so the system is at play, and we definitely have to pay attention to that. I mean, we can't get into all of it, but just some things are just set up like having access to liquor, versus having access to like doctors and other things, and fresh markets that attacks the household as well because of our health. When we think about, habits, and we think about, what we use to cope and all these different things, you're making that the first thing that certain communities have access to. So before you have access to a doctor, you might have access to liquor. You know what I mean? You can get cigarettes before you can get a salad. That is not good, and that is a generational curse, because you're going to pass down a mentality to your children. That's like you're going to pass down eating habits, drinking habits, how you deal with stress. All that's going to be passed down to your children. Generational curses is basically a mindset, and I said that before. So just we just as a people, we have to pay more attention to that, and try to, when we can, get better food for our children, and things like that. That's just the tip of the iceberg. That's all I wanted to say, because I know we can go on forever, but we can't.
No, that's facts.
Yeah.
We have to pay. We have to just recognize the fact that you look at your grocery stores and the restaurants that are available in different neighborhoods and things like that. So we have to think about why certain things are set up the way that they are
in our community.
And then once we figure out why, then we have to do something about it, because now we have to be accountable for the knowledge that we have we learned. And I heard a great quote not too long ago, I want to say maybe a few months ago at most, is that the fact that we are the problem and we are the solution. But the solution is we need to just stop participating.
That would change a lot.
I'm gonna just put that out there, and we're gonna
enough is enough. When are we gonna?
And just like you said, let's touch on substance abuse a little bit. Definitely feel like substance abuse is a really great topic to touch on, because that's probably one of the most major things. We'll say top 3 at least.
Very top 3.
That we feel collectively that is attacking, disabling the Brown household from functioning at its best. Substance abuse. Substance abuse could be weed. It could be these perks. Everybody popping perk 20s.
It's crazy. All the other things.
Alcohol.
That's a big one.
It's always shot o'clock, or substance could even be wine. Different things like that. Cocaine. Yeah. Just to name a few. Just to name a few, right? These are things that we know people use daily.
Tobacco, it ain't good for you.
Cigarettes, right? Cigars. These are just things that people use daily. Functioning, working people use these things to cope, or to relax, or depress, or not depress.
Suppress.
Yes. Every day. And as we know, everything that you do a lot, obsessively, is abusive. And it becomes substance abuse. Anything that you're doing in moderation, maybe can be managed and controlled a little more. But for the most part, from my experience, what I see eventually, doing things excessively becomes a habit, becomes lifestyle, and it disables you from being the best male, female, father, son, mother, daughter, entrepreneur, mompreneur, boss, child of the Most High that you can possibly be.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I heard someone just like really simplify like substance abuse, and I mean, people don't get it, but like everything has a use. Drugs in the pharmacy, they have a use. Wine, liquor, everything has a use, but once you're using it beyond what it was intended for, that's when it's abuse. So people don't understand that. Like if you're drinking every day to like, not grieve, or you're drinking every day to deal with the kids. Liquor wasn't meant for you to be able to deal with the kids. You know what I mean? Whatever the case, but once we're using it for other things, and everybody has to look at themselves. I am sober from alcohol. You know what I mean? And granted, I wasn't a big like a heavy liquor person, but wine had a chokehold on me. You know what I mean? I was on that like bottle at night. Thank you. But then I was like, I I know that I have a cold turkey mentality. Some people struggle with cutting things off immediately, but I just was like, okay, I really went sober to be like, make sure I still, I'm good. Make sure I'm not, battling with nothing. I want to, take a break from it. And I noticed like my weight had increased. Like your girl looking fine, looking snatched. Like letting alcohol go just helped me so much. And I never intended to never drink again. It's just like I kind of stumbled upon it. I really only wanted to stop for a few months, and then like the taste left. I no longer had the desire. You know what I mean? And then it's like where I normally be like, yeah, let me get it pour up. I'd be like, no, I'm okay. So I kind of got stopped. If you ever did something and then stopped for a long time, whether
Oh
you did
yeah.
it again or not,
Oh
there's
yeah.
a mental clarity. Like people don't even, you think being high good, you think being drunk good. There's a mental clarity with sobriety, and I was not necessarily. I'm like, oh my god, like okay, this is a good thing. So just be aware that we're not here to tell no one they have a problem. I'm just here
No,
to say,
because I'm definitely a stoner. I'm a stoner,
mhm.
and I stone every day. But with that
Mhm,
being said, I stone every day.
mhm,
Maybe at least once a day.
mhm,
Um, on an average twice a day.
mhm,
But yeah, at least once a day, every day, I stone. And when I mean stone, guys, marijuana in a cone.
mhm.
So but there has been a time period where I didn't smoke at all. I
Some
didn't
people
smoke
don't
marijuana.
feel like some people don't.
Actually, during that time period, I really didn't care for the smell of marijuana.
Mhm,
But I didn't care. I didn't care for it. I didn't have to taste for it. I was okay. I was around people that were still stoning, and I was okay. What ended up happening was, I think, just kind of like, no, actually, it was the birthday party when you guys came down. Remember,
that's when you started
we were
that.
having, everybody was having fun. I
Yeah.
wasn't indulging.
No,
Remember,
you weren't. Mhm,
I didn't indulge in anything.
mhm.
I didn't indulge in any alcohol. I didn't indulge in any
Yeah, 'cause you never
really
really drank.
extracurricular at all. That
Mhm,
was during that time period. Actually, guys,
mhm.
it was after I had Maria. I took
How did you?
more time after I had my child.
Her.
Usually
Mhm.
it's like tradition for us as moms. We give birth. We got wine in the. I ain't gonna tell all the hospital secrets, but we get it in. That's like a tradition for moms. We have, we
Mhm,
give birth. Okay, it's time to whatever. But no, after I had my daughter, there was a time period that I continued to be sober, and there definitely was clarity. I didn't miss it.
mhm,
I was
same.
proud of myself because I was still, my chaps were still getting on my nerves.
Mhm.
I still had the stresses of being an entrepreneur, carrying a household. I still had those stresses of everyday life, but it wasn't the fact that, oh, I'm mad, I'm smoking a cigarette. Oh, I'm mad, I'm gonna take
Yeah,
it. Oh,
you
I'm mad, I gotta smoke a blunt. It wasn't like that. It was like, okay, yes, this is uncomfortable. Yes, I am up.
you was
Yes, I don't
managing.
really like this. Yes, this is this right here, but I'm okay. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah,
Once I made it through,
you were
and I
good.
was conscious about the fact of what was going on, how I was going to solve this problem, how I was going to get through it,
You
because
were
I'm
good.
not smoking or drinking or doing whatever, and I
Mhm.
got through it. And
That's
so just
good.
with practicing that and just realizing, like, hey, I got through these things sober. Like, I can do this
That's
again. Like,
right.
I got this.
Hello.
I definitely can relate to both sides. I can relate to
Been there,
um
yeah.
yeah, going in a really, really dark place, low place, drinking every day, especially when my grandmother, losing a loved one. I know it's tradition for us as brown people when we lose loved ones. It's tradition for us to automatically we getting drunk. Where the bottles at? Oh, we lost Ray Ray. Where the bottles at?
Exactly. We have to.
Yeah,
Oh,
we drinking, and I feel like we as a brown community, we got to kind of get out of that
we do.
mindset that when we're mourning our loved ones, that we feel like we have to come together and drink together, because it's really, for me, I don't it's not facing the fact that your loved one has transitioned. I feel like just being on both aspects. There's times where I have turned to alcohol to cope with loss, but there's also been times where I chose not to use alcohol as coping mechanisms, and just give yourself an opportunity to really be your authentic self and feel your authentic feelings without any substance, just to be able to say that that you could do it yourself.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yeah. What's so we definitely need to heal in that aspect for sure. Okay.
Yeah. So you
It went
guys,
away.
yeah. So with that being said, let's get into restoring and healing the family unit. Right. Let's get to restoring the family unit.
Things that we can
healing
do
through therapy and learning each other's love language. Love language. Learn your boss's love language. Your boss should be learning yours. Because if you're working somewhere and your boss doesn't value you, or looking for ways to make your environment engaging, making your environment feel that that they appreciate you for working for that company, or in different situations where, go ahead.
That's your baby.
My mascot.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes, you guys, we got to start restoring the family unit. We got to start healing. Healing meaning like deal with the things that have hurt your feelings. If someone has hurt your feelings, has offended you, or trespassed against you, deal with it. There needs to be some type of communication to the offender, the abuser, the trespasser. There needs to be some type of communication where you acknowledge that you've been affected, that you've been hurt, and then there's some healing that needs to be done. And acknowledge that it's hurt you, but also in that moment, acknowledge the fact that you're going to be okay, and then after that acknowledgement, that you're moving on and that you're going to be good. Do that. Yeah, that's my tip for healing.
Yeah, I mean, just like you're saying, I mean, healing is for yourself. So I mean, I feel like everybody has something to heal from. We just have to acknowledge it and want and have a desire to heal those type of wounds. So I don't have much to add to that. That's self-explanatory. We do have to heal, as a whole community.
Yeah. Sorry, sweet. And a way to heal is through therapy.
There
are people out here who, I'll just speak for myself and my experience. I have had the experience of doing therapy, and I have benefited from it. I didn't necessarily hear something that I didn't hear before, but it was a breath of fresh air. It was a really good feeling to hear someone that I know that is passionate about helping people to heal, and has actually gotten training and spent time to learn and become educated on different ways of thinking and different traumas and things like that, to help me to identify what I was going through, to be able to agree with me. So I appreciate it, and I have benefited from therapy myself. But I do know, just in my community, from my peers and just listening, especially being a hair stylist, there are guys that sit in my chair that don't necessarily feel that they could benefit from therapy. They also feel like no one cares about how they feel. No one, when they're in need, no one's there. You know, there's also like this, How do you feel about it,
I
BB?
mean, as far as like therapy, I'm a advocate. You know, I'm healing. Uh, this damn cat. I believe in therapy. I'm an advocate for therapy. And I feel like, you know, I've done a lot of growth, especially utilizing therapy, just helping me get through my own stuff. And as far as like what you were saying, it's like a lot of men feel like they don't feel like it's for them. That is true. A lot of them don't feel that way. Um, and I feel like our community sometimes just like we don't use that as a resource, and it's a major resource that we have yet like we're just now kind of scratching the surface of. So I just always encourage more black women to go. My experience with therapy was, you know, similar to yours, like, and I had, you know, instances where I was taught things that I didn't know, you know what I mean, because we don't know, we don't I've learned a lot. It's been a good experience, but I feel like we're just tapping the surface as a community by treating therapy like a luxury or something that you gotta have, like a necessity. And I hope that, you know, I know me personally, my children will always have that option if they ever ask for it. They know that I go, they know that it's available to them, but if they don't feel like they want it, then they ain't gotta have it. But they know at this young age what it is. They know, like, I didn't know about therapy at 15 and 11. You know what I mean? I just didn't know. So they have that resource whether they tap into it or not. And I think that if the least we can do is like bring people to the water. We don't have to force anyone. We let everybody go at their own pace. But like, hey, this is an option. You ever thought of this? And put it on the table and walk away. Sometimes just the thought is enough, you know?
Yeah, and I think that is another beautiful thing. I just wanted to give you, I want to stop and give you a flower
Oh.
right now, right quick, because I think that is beautiful. And we as moms or we as parents sometimes can think that, oh, if our child is in therapy or does therapy or seeks counseling, that we're doing something wrong. You know what
Mm-mm.
I'm saying? Or we're failing as a parent because my child is in therapy or may need to talk to someone.
That's
But you
the,
know, that's not
the
the
case.
case. We were
Mm-mm.
children before, and there
Mm-hmm.
was just some stuff that even like I had some family members. I'll just take mom and dad out of it. I had some
Mm-hmm.
family members that I was really, 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 really cool with. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But there were even still some boundaries. There were still some things that I
Mm-hmm.
just wasn't necessarily comfortable talking to them about.
Yeah, for
And that goes
sure.
into mom and dad too. So
No,
with that
yeah.
being said, that's why you have counselors. That's why you had your guidance counselors at school. So I
Hello.
think we as children, we, you know, we had those resources, but in the
We
Brown
didn't know.
community, it was kind of like we don't tell our business outside of the house. You know what I mean?
Hello.
We don't talk about what we got going on in the house. And so it's
Mm-hmm.
almost like, okay, well, how can you be your most transparent self in therapy? How can if you're not able to speak the truth? When
They
mama
should be able
told
to.
you can't be, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I feel like one, don't be in your house doing no crap that if it all came down to it, you could
Yeah.
like, hey, this is how I run my house.
Yeah, it don't work like that.
You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, encourage your children, just like BB, to seek therapy. I will just say for my household, um I have had the experience with therapy, and both of my teenagers have had the experience with therapy. And my 3-year-old, she gets speech therapy
Yeah.
and she gets feeding therapy, and it's
Yeah.
okay.
And that's okay.
And you
It's
know
nothing
what?
wrong
We
with it.
benefit from it. Both of my children have benefited from it. I've benefited from it, and I feel like the for men, the amount of trauma that men have gone through, just starting from households, I feel like there are a lot of men, grown men out here that have experienced trauma that they don't even realize or
It's
identify that it's
trauma.
trauma.
And women
Uh,
too, yeah.
so
Mm-hmm.
there's healing that needs to be done, but they're not even able to identify it. That's why you
Hello.
need a therapist, because the therapist has been trained. They have the knowledge to be able to say, "Oh, well, this happened to you.
That's
Okay,
trauma.
well, you know that's traumatic, right? You
Yeah.
know that this type of thing could affect you. Oh, this happened to your daddy or your mama. When you realize these types of things could have had affected you in the way that you were shaped, or they
Yeah.
were shaped, or how they loved you or didn't love you, whatever,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So that acknowledgement can happen, and so
Mhm.
healing could be done.
It
But
can.
a lot of men in our times, it's not okay for them to be in tune with their
Emotions.
feelings, right? Otherwise, they are, demasculine. They're not man enough, or whatever. You know what I'm
Emasculated. Yep.
saying? The reality is, in my opinion, we need more men in therapy. I feel like
Mhm.
it will help men to understand themselves more,
Mhm.
understands the things that are going on inside. Because if you spend too much time talking and bonding with other traumatized people who have not seek help in therapy,
Could bond
you're
even
sharing
further.
stories, you're sharing trauma you're bonding through trauma with other people who haven't seek
Mhm.
professional help. It's not benefiting you
It's
or your
not.
generations to come, or the generations after that.
Yeah. Yeah, because like a lot of people, like you were saying, people don't even know they have trauma, and not only that, like people don't even understand that they're like a lot of people are operating in chaos, but every that whole upbringing has been chaos. So people don't even know like that this ain't normal, this ain't right. Like that just goes into trauma. Like people, some families are operating in pure chaos, and then their children's pass that down. The daughters pass it to their children, the sons pass it to their children, and also a big thing in our community is avoidance. Like even as I've been going through therapy, my therapist will always say like, y'all come from a really avoidant, you come from a background that avoids a lot of things, like, and that's common amongst so many communities. She said that's really, detrimental, and it is. Like I'm working through stuff, and working through stuff as an adult that I didn't even know, like, just to literally talk through things is healing. Sometimes a conversation can heal
Right.
versus our community. We just shut everything out, sweep it under the
Yeah.
rug. We don't talk about it. And that is avoidant. It's
Or
called,
we don't talk about things. We go to the shade room.
yeah, or we go to the
We go to the
wrong
room. We go to
source.
him. We go to her. We go tell we go her. But that is not how the healing happens, you guys. The healing happens by going to your offender, by going to the person who offended you, who did you wrong. Hey, listen, this is what happened, and I felt, and this is how this affected me. And then that's when the healing begins, right there, just like BB was saying.
That's true. Yeah. But I mean, I feel like we've done a lot. We said a lot. I mean, how you feel? You feel like
for real. Restoring the family unit, also learning each other's love language. We definitely need to do that as well, as brothers, as sisters, as friends, as employers, as employers, as employees. Just being brown people in the community, we need to learn how to communicate in each other's love language.
Yeah.
And that comes with being just a little more selfless versus selfish as a whole.
Yeah.
In the households, you guys always look for ways to serve. Constantly be looking for ways to serve the person that your household, whether it be your children. I know for me, I get caught. I'm gonna just be honest and transparent. I get caught up in the Zani. Can you do this for me? Can you grab this for me? Zani, can you do? Can you, Zani? Can you get what I'm saying? And her love language is, my daughter's love language is sometimes just doing something that I need her to do without me asking her to do. You know what I'm saying? We about to go somewhere. She already done grabbed my necessities because she like, okay, I already know when we leave the house, like mom's already, trying to make
she's trying to tap into your love language.
Yeah. So her love language for me is just like, okay, mom, I got your phone, I got your wallet, I got your ex, I got everything. So in return for me, I know that I might get her favorite candy, or she might get to pick out what she want to eat for dinner that night. I'm just going to say, like, love language doesn't always necessarily isn't communicated only through your partner.
Yeah, it's a lot of different ways.
Your significant other, our children, and should be communicated through love language as well. Our people that we work with, and the people who we see every other day at the grocery store. You know what I'm saying?
Just
to learn
community.
how to love on each other more.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't have nothing to add.
Well, good. So we are done talking you guys to death for tonight. It's been a wonderful
Hopefully,
show.
we talked them to life because I feel
We
like
did. We
yeah.
did. We're gonna cut this. We're gonna cut this up to make this more.
Cut what up?
We're gonna cut this up into some clips.
Yes, we are. I can easily do that with the app.
Yeah, we're gonna get the meat of this. So we're gonna cut this up because this was an hour and 40. Probably gonna be like an hour and 45-minute show when we finally cut it off. So we're gonna cut this up for you guys to simplify it and get to the highlights of the show. We appreciate everybody who stopped by today, who engaged with us today. Guys, make sure you text VAULT to 844-716-3052. You guys get connected with us. We want to let you know everything that we got going on the Beauty Vault. And we want to stay connected with you guys.
We do.
We appreciate you. That's right. Call at 844-716-3052. That's
Hello.
right. You guys are watching us live on the Beauty Vault.
Wow.
We love you so freaking much. We hope that you have a wonderful Tuesday. You guys will be seeing our faces on another day during the week coming up soon as well, because we are going to be getting more into our educational side of the platform. So
come on with it.
Seeing us on.
We don't know when, but we're doing it.
We're gonna figure out a day. We ain't gonna tell you guys yet. Yeah. And
the time.
Yeah. So we are going to be going live earlier.
Because this is late.
We'll be going live earlier. Let's do this for the clip. Let's go ahead and do this so we already have our clips.
Let's have it. Okay, let's go. Let's move this off the screen.
Here.
Hold on.
You guys.
Wait, I can't get to the top.
Okay.
I'm trying. Okay, there we go. Okay, boom.
So you guys, we will be coming to you a little bit earlier. We have realized that we come on kind of late, and we appreciate and value your time, and we know that you guys want to be able to have time to engage with us, but also be able to get rest so you're able to get up and do what you need to do the next day. So we're gonna be coming to you guys a little bit earlier.
Yes, super excited
about that.
So let us know a time you guys would like to see us. Ooh. And hopefully that works with us. Let's see what the people want.
Yes. Well, peace and blessings, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. It's your girl Trin,
BB Nicole,
and we are out. This peace.